points. To shed more light on this, we have the pleasure to have with us over the phone Mr. Ziyad Sayed, journalist and we have the pleasure to have with us over the phone Mr. Ziyad Sayed, journalist and sports expert from Dubai. Good afternoon, sir.
Good evening and greetings to you and the viewers.
Thank you so much. Mr. Sayed, so how did you see the achievements and the success that the Egyptian team have reached until now?
Of course, continuing to the great successes achieved by the modern pentathlon recently, which we have always been accustomed to seeing on the podiums of international competitions. Our champion Ali Ihab succeeded in winning the gold medal in the men's individual event at the International Youth Championship in Poland after a remarkable performance throughout the competitions, especially in the laser run discipline. Our young champion Aliya Mahmoud also excelled and won the gold medal in the women's individual event after fierce competition with the Polish and Lithuanian champions.
Yes, how did you assess the performance of the national team for the pentathlon through the previous tournaments also and this tournament?
Well, yes, I believe that the Egyptian modern pentathlon is heading in the right direction in all categories. The world #1 in the men's category is Egyptian, Mahmoud Sha'ban. In addition to many other shining names like the Olympic champion Ahmed El-Gendi, who won a silver medal at the Tokyo 2020 Olympics, and also Salma Ayman Abdel Maqsood, the youth Olympic champion, who carry Egypt's hopes of winning a medal or more even in the upcoming Olympics in Paris.
Yes, Mr. Sayed, how do you evaluate the role that is played by the Pentathlon Federation? As the Minister of Youth and Sports have praised the role played by the Federation. So how did you evaluate this role?
Certainly. The state represented by the Ministry of Youth and Sports is making great efforts to support Egyptian athletes in various sports. Also, Mr. Engineer Sharif Al-Aryan also is doing very great efforts in making the Egyptian modern pentathlon better and helps in winning different international medals in different major competitions worldwide.
Yes. Also, what is the significance of holding the World Cup of Physical Strength Championships in Sharm el-Sheikh with the participation of the 22 countries?
Certainly. Hosting major international events such as World Championships and Cups confirms Egypt's ability and readiness to always welcome the biggest event as it strives to host the 2036 Olympic Games and build many sports facilities that is capable of hosting such events. Also not only in Cairo, but also in all other cities in the Republic. It is worth mentioning that Egypt hosted the World Powerlifting Championship last year in Hurghada, and now we are hosting an even bigger and more important championship in the same sport in Sharm el-Sheikh, which is loved by everyone around the world.
So Egypt is participating in the tournament with a large number of players. So what are your expectations concerning the performance of the players?
Well, yes, I expect our champions to have a successful participation in the championship, especially as they will benefit from the home advantage and the support of the crowd. Last year in the World Cup, we succeeded in winning 40 gold medals and securing the first place, surpassing Russia for the first time in our history. Therefore, I believe that our champions are also capable of competing for the championship title, taking into consideration the difficulty of the competition and the presence of the strongest countries in the world in this championship.
Yes, concerning the taekwondo, the Egyptian players were able to achieve 6 different medals in the Arab Cup championships hosted by the United Arab Emirates. So could you give us an idea about it, please?
Of course. The Egyptian Taekwondo Federation is also doing a good job in developing the sport and always striving to be present on the podiums. This was reflected in the participation of our national team in the Arab Cup, which was held in Fujairah, where our players won 6 diverse medals, including 4 gold medals and 2 silver medals. Despite the absence of the male squad, which is preparing for the African qualifiers for the Paris Olympics, which will be held next week in Dakar in Senegal, it is always wonderful to have more than one distinguished name in each weight category capable of shining internationally.
Yes. So how do you view the state's efforts in supporting the youth in these sports?
Well, yes, as I mentioned, the state represented by the Ministry of Youth and Sports, Dr. Ashraf Subhi, is making great efforts to support Egyptian athletes in various sports, and this is reflected in their successes in international and world championships.
Yes.
We are in the Olympic year, just 5 months away from the start of the Paris Olympics, and Egypt is not only seeking to maintain the achievement it made in the previous Olympics in Tokyo by winning 6 different medals, but it hopes to exceed this tally, and I believe it is capable of doing so. Egyptian sports are progressing wonderfully and appearing in a distinguished manner in most international competitions.
Yes, yes. Mr. Sayed, despite that Egyptian players are achieving success and in several international tournaments, in several sports, like for example the pentathlon, and also the taekwondo, and also recently the handball. Egypt have won the African Cup of Nations for the handball. Despite all the success in several sports, yet the soccer is still attracting a lot of fans. How can we change this culture and make people look to the other successful players, Egyptian players and teams in other sports in Egypt?
Yes, I think this question is very important. We need to shed light always on other sports that makes Egypt proud in all competitions. As we saw, our national football team wasn't that good in the AFCON. At the same time, Egypt hold the African championships in handball, yes, winning it for the third consecutive time, and qualified to the Paris Olympics. And hopefully we are also going to win a medal in the Paris Olympics in handball. Yes. Also in other sports, we are always on the podiums. I think the media coverage has to start to give the attention to other sports, individual sports, and also other sports like basketball, handball, and volleyball. It shouldn't. The media coverage shouldn't always be reflected toward the football and the Egyptian league in football, but it should always give the attention to any champion who makes the country proud.
Yes, it's right, as you've just said, Mr. Sayed, that media sources should exceed or should attract or shed more light on the other sports here in Egypt, especially with our teams achieving success and golden medals in several other sports. And also, how do you think also of the sports that should start since the children are very young at school? How do you see the importance of providing several kinds of sports away from the soccer or the football inside the schools? How do you see this?
Yes, also you shed the light on a very important point. And I think we started, or the families in Egypt started in doing so. many people now try to make their kids play, especially the sports that everyone plays, like swimming, like gymnastics, which helps Egypt to have many and a great circle of upcoming champions. The youth have to play different sports, and then we have to get the eyes that select these champions, and then start to work on them in a younger age to have a bigger circle of champions in the future.
Yes, I thank you very much for your time. Thank you for providing us with this valuable information. Mr. Ziyad Sayed, journalist and sports expert from Dubai. Thank you very much for joining us over the phone. And with this, my dear viewers, we come to the end of this episode of our program, Cairo Local Time. My name is Amal Mukhtar. Thank you for watching.